Guys, in this training, I want to go through why protein and total calories are the only two numbers that matter. Whenever you start this program, the first thing that I'm going to try and get you to nail, and we do not move on until we nail this straight off the bat, is protein and overall calories. If we nail this, the sooner we nail this, honestly, the rest will take care of itself. So most people try to do everything at once. They try to track calories, protein, carbs, fats, fiber, micronutrients, water. That's even without looking at training or any of the other things, getting sleep and all the other stuff. So there's a million different things that you could be thinking of. There may be 14, 15 things that we have to deal with that are like actual issues that we're like, right, we need to get a resolution here in order to move you forward. But my job is to take that and make that into what is the most impactful things to focus on at any given time, and break that down into the most impactful to the least impactful, and we just start working through that list one at a time. And if you nail protein and if you nail calories, that's what's going to give you the biggest bang for buck. So total calories, the foundation of every body composition outcome is calories, irrespective of what you might have heard on the internet or what you've heard on social media. In order to drop body fat, you have to be in a caloric deficit. It is simple as that. Protein, again, if we nail our protein intake, as well as it being the macro that protects our lean mass, that protects our muscle and allows us to preferentially lose body fat instead of lean mass in the presence of a caloric deficit. If you nail that protein intake, it will make sticking to the deficit so much easier. So like I said, calories are the foundation of any body composition change. Calories are a unit of energy. Your body needs a certain amount of energy a day to function in order to get your body to use previously consumed food, as in stored fat, for fuel. We then have to give the body or put the body in a position where we are giving it less energy in than the energy that's going out in terms of our day-to-day activities, okay? Then at that point, we make up that deficit by tapping into our stored fuel. So many people think, oh, like I'm reducing my calories, I don't have enough energy. No, you've got plenty of energy. If you've got body fat to get through, there's plenty of energy that we need to get through there. There's more than enough energy to get through. We don't have to worry about, oh, I'm in a deficit, I feel like my energy's gone, my energy's zapped, because you're not in an energy deficit, you're in an intake deficit. You're making up the energy by using food that you've previously ate, and that's what we're trying to work through here, okay? If you eat more than you burn, you gain weight. If you eat less than you burn, you lose weight. And if you eat equal to what you burn, again, you'll be pretty much at maintenance there, okay? So why is protein the most important macro? Why is that the first thing that we focus on? Okay, so first of all, we don't store protein anywhere in the body like how we store carbohydrates and fats. We have to have that consistent level of protein coming in every single day. It's going to build and repair muscle and allow us to hold on to muscle mass, lean tissue during the presence of a caloric deficit. Remember, we're trying to lose body fat. We're not trying to lose weight. We're trying to reduce body fat and increase muscle mass. That is a body composition shift. It's not a number on a scale, it's a composition change that we're looking for, okay? If you nail that protein intake, the tendency to snack, the tendency to feel like you're forever in the pantry and your meals don't make you feel full, will literally fall off a cliff. Honestly, the amount of people that I've seen this happen to, where these cravings that they used to have are almost completely eradicated just by nailing a consistent protein intake, is remarkable. And then obviously there is the high thermic effect as well. Your body utilizes the most amount of energy to digest protein versus carbs and fats, so it's a bit of a metabolic advantage there. You only net 70% of the calories that you consume from protein, because 30% is lost in that digestion process, okay? So if you nail that protein, again, you're going to in turn nail your calories a lot easier, plus you get these additional benefits, okay? We don't need to worry about carbs and fats, okay? Not right now. We can worry about that later down the line if it's more for training performance and dietary preferences or whatever else it is. Carbs and fats are interchangeable. By and large, they're interchangeable. In terms of fat loss outcomes, the research is pretty clear. It shows no difference in overall body fat loss, whether it's high carb and low fat and high fat and low carb. There is zero difference in fat loss. There is a difference in training performance, but that is a secondary thing. That's something to worry about further down the line. Again, protein, overall calories, that's the only two numbers we need to worry about. We don't have to care or worry about a single other thing until we can nail those two things consistently. Then we move on to the next most important item. So this obviously starts with a bit of an awareness. You're going to have your targets to follow in Chronometer or Everfit. You're going to have your diary set up for success there. I would have written it out, so you're looking for specific protein intakes per meal if you're trying to space it out. Again, that's not a must do, that just gives you an idea of what good looks like. And then you're going to be tracking these things daily, and you're seeing how you can improve that protein intake. And if you're struggling to nail that protein intake, that's the point where you go, right, is there anything in the educational library that leans on how to improve this? And of course there is. Reach out to me and say, geez, I feel like I'm struggling to hit these intakes, or I feel like I'm struggling a little bit here, and be completely honest and transparent. If you're absolutely starving, tell me you're absolutely starving. If you're really, really struggling, you don't know how you're going to hit this protein intake, you have to tell me. I can't help you unless I know. But the information is all there. The information is contained within that educational library, because these are very, very common questions, and this is the foundation of every body composition change, is nailing this protein intake and nailing this caloric intake every single day, okay?